So introducing our head administrative officer from Chief Judicial Magistrate Office, and he has a very short speech regarding this today's program.
Namaskar. Ami Assam University and District Legal Services Authority Karbi Anglong banner আজি আমাৰ ইয়াত সজাগ নামৰ এটা ড্ৰাগছ বিৰোধী এৱাৰনেছ প্ৰগ্ৰাম আয়োজন কৰিছোঁ কাছা ষ্টেডিয়ামত প্ৰায় 11খন মান বিভিন্ন কাৰ্বি আংলঙৰ বিভিন্ন স্কুল কলেজৰ ষ্টুডেণ্টে ইয়াত অংশগ্ৰহণ কৰিছে আমাৰ আজি প্ৰগ্ৰামৰ শুনি কৰিবলৈ আহি আছে আমাৰ সুপ্ৰিম কোৰ্টৰ মাননীয় জাষ্টিছ উজ্জ্বল ভূঞা ছাৰ লগতে LS জমি ছাৰ সো আমাৰ মেইন কথাটো হৈছে কি ড্ৰাগছৰ এগেইনষ্টে জিহাদ ঘোষণা কৰা ড্ৰাগছৰ প্ৰতি সজাগতা সৃষ্টি কৰা সো আপোনালোককো অনুৰোধ জনাইছোঁ ড্ৰাগছ এৰক জীৱনটো বাছি লওক ধন্যবাদ
Some of you might not get the time to ask. Try to think to everyone, but there is a possibility because of the possibility that your has to be that we're not actually shorted, we're just shorted the number of things.
Very good morning to all.
So friends, this is our Sujit De, Head Assistant from District Legal Service Authority, Karbi Anglong. He has a very short speech regarding today's program organized by District Legal Service Authority, Karbi Anglong.
District Legal Services Authority, Karbi Anglong has started an anti-drug campaign, Hozag, in the year 2023, which was flagged off by our Honorable High Court Judge Devashish Borua. And since then, District Legal Service Authority conducted many anti-drugs awareness campaigns, programs in different schools and colleges of the district. And today is the culmination program we are going to organize here in Kasa Andrew Stadium. And in this culmination program, various school college students from throughout the districts attended, and our Honorable Lordship Justice Ujjal Bhuyan from Supreme Court and Honorable Justice L. Jamir from Guwahati High Court will be the guest of today's program, and we are going to organize this big event, and advocates, judicial officers from first 5 to 6 districts and other also university students are attending this program, and we hope that this program will be a great success today for DLSA and Assam University.
So again, this is introducing our colleague, Mr. Akash Bhatia. He is senior administrative assistant from our district court. So he has a very little short speech regarding this today's inaugural program.
A very good afternoon to all. This is a program we are organizing. District Legal Service Authority of Diphu Judicial Court is organizing this program in collaboration with Assam University. An anti-drug campaign has been initiated by us, and today we have organized a program of anti-drug campaign. The name of the program is Ujjal. It is organized by District Legal Service Authority in collaboration with Assam University. Honorable Justice of Supreme Court will witness as a chief guest, Mr. Ujjal, Bhuyan, and all the colleagues together. We are going to make this program success. I hope you will take an inspiration from this, and the motto of anti-drug campaign will succeed. Thank you.
Bolom da? আছে না নাই দিদিন
আৰু থাকিব লাগিব তো
Yeah. Myself Monu Das, Senior Administrative Assistant from District and Session Judge Court, Karbi Anglong. So today I will have a brief introduction from our Civil Judge Junior Division, CAAC JMFC, Karbi Anglong. So let's have a brief introduction from her side.
To one and all present here, I, Khushbu Damani, on behalf of District Judiciary Karbi Anglong, take this opportunity to welcome you all to this event on combating the narcotic drugs menace, legal framework, challenges, and way forward. Dear students, teachers, and all our esteemed guests, we are all present here today in the largest district of Assam, one which is a heaven for flora and fauna. Yet, most of us remain unaware about its unexplored naturals. Let us watch the following documentary to explore the unexplored, admire the beauty of our Karbi Anglong district.
Kaching hon kacharli a osumar, thanba ngatum, lasini, lasinon, ilitum la lamarjan pen, kachingine adim, langpon thusinang, lapen, ingturnang, lakime kangjang, Karbi Anglong along riapan.
drug abuse, to understand how drugs can ruin lives. To underline, we will run a short film titled Drugs Ek Mrityur Khel, written and directed by Sri Ritupon Nyor.
Drugs araki inudamunit akai pawir det labang sualam Ritupon Nyor pen gabonda pen kasonse anti-drugs alamarjan drugs ek mrityur khel penajo thekpon longpo.
মালৰ সাপ্লাইটো কমি গৈছে বে
বে ভাই
পইচা নিদিলে বাকী যি দিলেও মুঠতে মাল সাপ্লাই হ'ব লাগে
ল'ৰাবোৰক কামত লগাই দিছোঁ
দাদা ক'ৰবাত যাওঁ নেকি
অলপ ওলাই যাওঁ
মাৰ গাটো আজি বেছি বেয়া হৈছে আহোঁতে মেডিচিন লৈ গৈছোঁ
হ'ব বাৰু
নাই কিয়
মানে মাৰ গাটো বেছি বেয়া হৈছে দাদাক মেডিচিন আনিব কৈছিলোঁ এতিয়ালৈকে ঘৰ পোৱাহিনি
অঁ আমাৰ লগত নাই বাৰু লগ পালে সোনকালে যাবলৈ কম দিয়ে
অঁ দাদাক কৈ দিব
পইচা নাই যদি আমাক ক'ব পাৰো ন
অঁতো আমাকতো ক'ব পাৰ বা কথা আমি হেল্প কৰিলোঁ সেইটো
Addiction and how drug abuse can lead to destruction of dreams of young men and women in our society. Request the students of Ujjal Law College to come forward for this skit titled Anubor Hon'ble, written and directed by Madhav Mili, faculty, Ujjal Law College.
Thank you, sir.
বাবু ও বাবু বাবু থাকো ৰিজাল্টৰ দিনা ইমান দেৰি হয়নে
এই ৰিজাল্টহে এনেও ভাল হ'ব চিন্তা নকৰিবা মোৰ ৰিজাল্ট ভালেই হ'ব
বা থদুৰ কথা মাকজনী হৈ মই চিন্তা নকৰিম নে এতিয়া উঠ যা গাটো ধুই ল মই চাকন বনাই
Rahul, 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 Rahul.
ৰাহুল তোমাৰ ৰিজাল্টক লৈ আমি সঁচাকৈ আনন্দিত হৈছোঁ তোমাৰ দৰে ছাত্ৰই আমাৰ সমাজখনক আগুৱাই লৈ যাব বুলি আমি দৃঢ় বিশ্বাসী আমাৰ বিশ্বাসক কেতিয়াও নাভাঙিবা বাই দ্য ৱে তুমি কি পঢ়িম বুলি ভাবিছা
ছাৰ আপোনালোকৰ আশীৰ্বাদ শিৰত লৈ আগবাঢ়িব খুজিছোঁ আপোনালোকে দেখুওৱা বাটেৰে আগুৱাই যাম সমাজৰ এজন ভাল মানুহ হৈ দেখুৱাম ছাৰ মই আইন মহাবিদ্যালয়ত নামভৰ্তি কৰিম বুলি ভাবিছোঁ যাতে সমাজৰ শোষিত নিষ্পেষিত লোকসকলক ন্যায় দিব পাৰোঁ
নমস্কাৰ ইতিমধ্যে আমি উপস্থিত হৈছোহি যিখন বিদ্যালয়ৰ পৰা ৰাহুল বৰুৱা নামৰ ছাত্ৰজনে উচ্চতৰ মাধ্যমিক চূড়ান্ত পৰীক্ষাত অসমৰ ভিতৰত ৭ম স্থান লাভ কৰিবলৈ সক্ষম হৈছে ৰাহুল তোমাক তোমাৰ সফলতাৰ বাবে অভিনন্দন জনাইছোঁ
ধন্যবাদ
আজি এই শুভক্ষণত তোমাৰ কেনে অনুভৱ
হয় আজি মই খুবেই সুখী মোৰ সফলতাৰ কৃতিত্ব মই মোৰ শ্ৰদ্ধাৰ শিক্ষাগুৰুসকল মা দেউতা আৰু মোক সহায় সহযোগ কৰা প্ৰতিজন ব্যক্তিক দিব বিচাৰোঁ
হয় তোমাৰ উজ্জ্বল ভৱিষ্যতৰ বাবে আকৌ এবাৰ তোমাক শুভেচ্ছা জনাইছোঁ
থেংক ইউ মেম
ৰাহুল তই পকাই দিছলে বৰ নিৰস মানুহ তাতে কিমান পঢ় আৰু
পঢ়িব আহিছোঁ পঢ়িমেই ন তই নাজান নেকি ল কিমান টান BNS BNSSে মাথা খাই দিছে তয়ো পঢ় ভাই নহ'লে বেক লাগিব পিছত গম পাবি গাঁৱলৈ গৈ খেতি কৰিব লাগিব
তোৰ BNS TNS লাইফ মানে এণ্টাৰটেইনমেণ্ট তই দেখা নাই IIT কৰি মানুহ বাবা বনি আছে কুম্ভত ঘূৰি আছে তোক ইমান দিনৰ পৰা লগ ধৰি আছোঁ তই ওলাই যাবিনে
কিনো ইমান কামুৰি আছ নাযাওঁ মই বহুত পঢ়িব লগা আছে ভাই
ব'ল না ভাই ব'ল 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 ব'ল
ইমানকৈ কৈ আছ যদি আজি গৈছোঁ বাৰু কিন্তু আজি লাষ্ট ডে আজিৰ পৰা আৰু নাযাওঁ কিন্তু
হ'ব ঠিক আছে বাৰু আজিৰ পিছত তই তোৰ এই BNSকে পঢ়ি থাকিবি ঐ এই ৰাহুলটোক চাচোন ইমান চোকা ল'ৰা হৈ কি কৰি আছে ইয়াত নিজক শেষ কৰি দিছে কিন্তু বেয়া লাগে বহুত মাক দেউতাকে যে কেনেকৈ সহ্য কৰি আছে নহয় সঁচাকৈ দেই বহুত বেয়া লাগে
জীৱনৰ মজা ইয়াতে আছে ভাই ইমান দিনে ক'ত আছিলোঁ নিসংগ পৃথিৱীত অকলে জীয়াই আছিলোঁ কিন্তু এতিয়াহে গম পাইছোঁ কিতাপৰ পৃথিৱীতকৈ নিচাৰ পৃথিৱীখন বহুত ভাল লগা বহুত মজাৰ এতিয়াহে ভাল লাগিছে
ঠিকেই কৈছ ভাই তই ইমান দিনেতো তোক কৈয়ে আছিলোঁ তইহে বুজা নাছিলি পিছে কালিৰ কাৰণে বস্তুটো যোগাৰ কৰিব লাগে নহয় মোৰ হাতত কিন্তু পইচা নাই
চিন্তা কিয় কৰিছ তই মই মৰি যোৱা নাইতো চাই থাক তোৰ ভাই কেনেকৈ পইচা যোগাৰ কৰি আছে ৰ অলপ এইমাত্ৰ পইচা আহি যাব হেল্ল' মা
অ' বাবু কোৱা।
মোক অলপ পইচা লাগিছিলে।
তোক যোৱা সপ্তাহতেই তুলিছো মই পইচা। ইমান সোনকালে টকা লাগেনে? কি কৰিছ ইমানবোৰ পইচাৰে?
মই একো নাজানো, মোক পইচা লাগে আৰু কৈছোঁ যেতিয়া মোক লাগিবই।
হেৰৌ বাবা, তই নিজেই চোন জান আমি মধ্যবিত্ত পৰিয়ালৰ মানুহ। তোৰ দেউতা ঢুকোৱাৰ পিছত পেঞ্চনৰ টকাখিনিৰে কেনেকৈ চলি আছো। তাতে দুটাকৈ সন্তানৰ পঢ়াৰ খৰচ, ঘৰখনতো চলিব লাগে। তই নুবুজ কিয় বাবা?
চা মা, তই মোক এইবোৰ ইম'চনেল কথা নুশুনাবি। আৰু এতিয়াই মোক পইচা লাগিব বুলি কৈছোঁ, মোক পইচা দে। আৰু যদি পইচা দিব নোৱাৰ তেনেহ'লে জনম কিয় দিছিলি? দিবই নালাগিছিলে।
তই বলীয়া হৈছ নেকি বাবা? ৰ, মই নিজক বিক্ৰী কৰি হ'লেও তোক পইচা দিম।
বৰুৱানী ঘৰত আছেনে?
অঁ আছো, আহকচোন আহক, বহক।
মই ইয়াত বহিবলৈ অহা নাই, মোৰ পাব লগা পইচাখিনিহে নিবলৈ আহিছোঁ। আপোনালোকৰ দৰে মানুহক পইচা ধাৰলৈ দিয়াটোৱেই ভুল।
কিনো কয় আপুনি? ৰাহুলৰ দেউতাক যে হঠাৎ নোহোৱা হৈ যাব ময়ো ভবাই নাছিলোঁ। তাতো ৰাহুলৰ পঢ়াৰ খৰচ বহুত। মাকজনী হৈ কেনেকৈ চলি আছোঁ আপুনি নিজেই জানো নেজানে। চিন্তা নকৰিব, ৰাহুলৰ পঢ়া শেষ হ'লেই সি চাকৰিটো পাবই। আপোনাৰ পইচাখিনি সিয়ে ঘূৰাই দিব পাৰিব।
আপোনাৰ ল'ৰাই চাকৰি পাবই বুলি কি গেৰাণ্টি আছে? আৰু সেইবোৰ ঠগ। পইচাখিনি ঘূৰাই দিব নোৱাৰিলে আপোনাৰ ঘৰৰ ভেটি মাটিখিনি মোৰ নামত কৰি দিয়ক।
আপোনাৰ অকণো দয়া নাইনে? আপোনাক মাটিখিনি দিলে আমি থাকিম ক'ত? আপোনাক ভৰিত ধৰিছোঁ আৰু এমাহ সময় দিয়ক।
হেল্ল', আপুনি ৰেখা বৰুৱা হয়নে?
হয়।
মই হজাই থানাৰ পৰা কৈছোঁ। আপোনাৰ ল'ৰা আমাৰ থানাত আছে।
কি? কিয়?
আপুনি আহিব লাগিব।
মই অকলশৰীয়া মানুহজনী। এতিয়া কি কৰিম? এতিয়া কি হ'ব? বাবু, তোক পঢ়িবলৈহে পঠিয়াইছিলোঁ। আজি এয়াই দিন দেখুৱালি।
আপোনালোকৰ মাজলৈ লৈ আনিছোঁ এটি ভাল লগা খবৰ। এনে এজন যুৱকৰ কাহিনী আজি আমি ক'ম, যিয়ে জীৱনৰ বাটত নিজকে হেৰুৱাৰ পাছতো সফলতাৰ শিখৰত উপনীত হৈছে। হয়, আমি কথা পাতি আছোঁ ৰাহুলৰ পৰা মুক্ত কৰি সমাজলৈ দিছে এক ইতিবাচক বাৰ্তা। যুৱ সমাজৰ প্ৰতি ৰাহুলে দিছে আশাৰ বাৰ্তা। আমাৰো একেই আহ্বান, আহক সকলোৱে গঢ়ো এখন নিচামুক্ত সমাজ। ইমান পৰে আজমালাইন মহাবিদ্যালয়ৰ নিবেদিত নাট আলোকৰ সন্ধান উপভোগ কৰাৰ বাবে প্ৰতিজন শ্ৰোতা দৰ্শকক জনাইছোঁ আন্তৰিক ধন্যবাদ। নাটখনিৰ সামগ্ৰিক পৰিকল্পনা আজমল আইন মহাবিদ্যালয়ৰ অধ্যক্ষ ডক্টৰ আকাশ আলীৰ। নাটখনিৰ ৰচনা আৰু পৰিচালনা মাধৱ মিলি। সহ পৰিচালনাত আজমালাইন মহাবিদ্যালয়ৰ শিক্ষক শিক্ষয়িত্ৰী তথা অভিনয়ত বিদ্যালয়ৰ ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰীসকল। জয়তু আজমালাইন মহাবিদ্যালয়। ধন্যবাদ।
Friendships, your family, and your thinking capacity. So please remember, dear students, say no to drugs and yes to life.
Today is a moment of pride for all of us, as Honorable Mr. Justice Ujjal Bhuyan, Judge Supreme Court of India, would grace the occasion as the chief guest. We are also privileged to have Honorable Mr. Justice Lanusungkum Jamir, Judge Guwahati High Court and Executive Chairman as the guest of honor. I request you all to kindly be seated as we await the presence of our dignitaries. Thank you. Privilege of the presence of Honorable Mr. Justice as the guest of honor, we extend a warm welcome to Lordship. Request Shri Parvez Ehsan Chaudhary, Civil Judge, Senior Division, Karbi Anglong, and Shri Angaj Borua, Subdivisional Judicial Magistrate, Bhuyan, to escort Lordship to the dais. Karbi Anglong, Dr. Sivashish Biswas, Pro Vice Chancellor of Assam University, Professor Dr. Sumitra Hajjar, Regional Hospital. Request Shri Syed Tafsir Alam, Additional Chief Judicial Magistrate, Karbi Anglong, to escort our esteemed guests to the dais. students from various schools and colleges present for the culmination program of Hojag, an anti-drug awareness campaign organized by District Legal Services Authority, Karbi Anglong, in association with Assam University. As we begin, I request everyone to stand up in respect for our state anthem. Honorable Mr. Justice Ujjal Bhuyan, Judge Supreme Court of India, with a Karbi traditional poho. And a green plant. Thank you. May we now request Shri Parvez Ehsan Chaudhary, Civil Judge, Senior Division, Karbi Anglong, to felicitate Honorable Mr. Justice Lanusongkup Jamir with a Karbi traditional poho, a traditional memento jambiliathon, and a plant. Now, may we request Shri Syed Tapshir Alam, Additional Chief Judicial Magistrate, Karbi Anglong, and a plant. Thank you. May we request now Shri Angaj Borua, Subdivisional Judicial Magistrate, Bukajan, to felicitate Dr. Sivashish Biswas, Pro Vice Chancellor, Assam University. Now, request Srimati Gitali Rabha, Additional District and Session Judge, Karbi Anglong, to felicitate Madam Srimati Sanghamitra Das Bhuyan, Poho, and a token of our love. Thank you, madam. সজাগে স্থিৰ কৰা লক্ষ্যত উপনীত হৈ এখন সুস্থ আৰু প্ৰগতিশীল সমাজ গঢ়ি তোলাত গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ ভূমিকা পালন কৰিব। ধন্যবাদ।
Everyone, now I invite our esteemed dignitaries on the dais for the lighting of the ceremonial lamp.
Lunch? Lunch to কোনখানে?
By lighting this ceremonial lamp, we hope to dispel the darkness of drug abuse.
Laso amelur ke kalpen, ilitum ining ke thepon, jera kia hormon, mate drugs, doan ting ason, kapawir jinaphan, lapen kathean akachilok pro, lapen akimiyana pathan ponto, pasi ning thelo.
Winged angels. It is only when we help each other that we can fly. In today's time, when drug abuse is increasingly crippling the society with each passing day, the significance of this event to have discussion on the perils of this menace cannot be overstated. Moving forward with this idea, may I now request Sri Roshan Lal, District and Sessions Judge Karbi Anglong, to flag off today's program by delivering the welcome address.
Honorable Mr. Justice Ujjal, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice L.S. Jamir, Judge, Guwahati High Court and Executive Chairman, Assam State Legal Services Authority, Professor Dr. Sumitra Hasgal, Principal, Diphu Medical College and Hospital, Dr. Professor S. Biswas, Pro VC, Assam Universities, other dignitaries present of the dais, my dear students. It is with a spirit that is not willing to accept defeat against drugs that I welcome you all today to this meeting, this conference, this seminar. Where to begin? Because we normally do not address students. I can think of nothing better than a dialogue in the movie Sanju. The protagonist was played by Ranbir Kapoor. There is a very famous dialogue in that movie. The dialogue is, मैंने सोचा था ड्रग्स मेरा प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर देगा, उसने मेरी जिंदगी खत्म कर दी. Drugs, my dear students, are no solutions. They are a sure short way to destroy your life and the life of your family. As a co-host of this program, it is now my duty to introduce to the young students Honorable Mr. Justice Ujjal and Honorable Mr. Justice L.S. Jamir. Judges are known by the judgments that they write. That is the legacy they leave behind. Therefore, when I will try to tell about the honorable judges present today, I will refer to some of the judgments that they have delivered. Justice Ujjal Bhuyan, who is a judge of the Guwahati High Court, a judge of the Bombay High Court, Chief Justice of Telangana High Court, and now he adorns the seat as a judge of the Supreme Court of India. In his long and illustrious career, he has delivered many landmark judgments like Muslim Mandal in Assam or the taxation cases in Bombay, but I am not going to refer to those cases. I have thought about 2-3 judgments. Briefly, I need to speak about to the students present here to introduce Justice Ujjal Bhuyan to all of you. Am I being clear? I hope so. So, there is one case which has touched my heart, and I refer to that case. That is the Telangana Eunuch Act. So, in Telangana state, there was an act which laid down that all transgenders, if they are born and are in a particular district, they have to register with the police. The act empowered the police to arrest these transgender for such act like singing or dancing or cross-dressing. This act was challenged before the Telangana High Court. Division bench was chaired, presided over by Justice Ujjal Bhuyan. And Justice Ujjal Bhuyan drew a parity or parameter from the Criminal Tribes Act. Now, what is a Criminal Tribes Act? Because many of the students here I know, belong to the tribal community here. So I must tell and explain what is a Criminal Tribes Act. The Criminal Tribes Act was enacted by the Britishers. It was such a bad law that it laid down that certain male born in a particular tribal community will be a born criminal. So if you are born in a particular tribal community and you are an adult and a male above 18 years, the act laid down that you are a criminal, though you may not have committed any crime. So when India became free, Government of India, one of the first things that they did was repeal this act. Lordship, I have not seen any other judgment, there may be some, but drew a parallel from that in his judgment and said that if this act is repealed by the Government of India after independence, the Telangana Eunuch Act must go. He therefore declared the act as bad in law and unconstitutional.
Sivashish Biswas to deliver a few words.
The iceberg. It is an international policy to disable the young and the old alike, to disable and fracture Bharat as a whole. I appreciate and recognize the beautiful skit we saw today in the morning from students coming from Ujjal, and that gives a clear representation of the words that I am speaking up now, how drugs have entered into the veins of the society. The District and Legal Services Authority through Ujjal has done pioneering work at the school level. I appreciate the respected District Judge of Karbi Anglong and his team of dedicated anti-drug warriors and thank them for including Assam University, Diphu Campus with a vision to access the students of higher education in colleges and universities hereafter. Drugs generate money, big money. In some Latin American countries, the drug lords dictate terms to the government and fund the government. Now the situation in India is very, very grave. What starts with a small pouch available with the friendly panwala next door, or a friend's enticement to fun, as you saw in the beautiful skit today, creates a drug addict, ruins his or her health, ruins the educational dreams and a brilliant career and the family. Young people, from desperation to buy the next dose, commit crimes, thefts, robbery. Drugs lead to bigger crimes, even rapes and murders. Gruesome murders of parents by the children are reported on the media on being denied as less amount of money.
I now request Professor Dr. Sumitra Hagjer to kindly delve into her expertise and enlighten us with a few words.
Anxiety and irritability or abstinence. So if we look at the history of addiction, it goes back to 1,000 years back, and man being agriculturists, he first noticed that his cattle, rather his goats and sheep, were dancing and frolicking in joy, and then he came to a conclusion that they were partaking cocoa leaves, which produce amphetamine and which enhances physical performance. Or when he has a continuous kick, then comes the time when the cortex no longer has any control. It is the prefrontal cortex which takes over, and now the patient has lost his self-control. He has no control, he has no judgment to make. He is in fact now an addict. So this is the ladder now he is climbing. If you start from the bottom rung, you can see that he started with experimentation. Then he goes on to occasional or on to regular use, and then totally into dependence or addiction. If we look at the statistics of addiction today, we see that the
Guest, Honorable Mr. Justice Ujjal, Judge, Supreme Court of India, to deliver his address and share his insights and thoughts with the gathering.
My esteemed colleague, former colleague, held in such an odd hour. It's neither in the morning nor in the afternoon. For us, the microphone is also getting hungry. It's an indication that wind up soon. My esteemed colleague, Brother Justice Jamil, Senior Most Judge of the Guwahati High Court, is also the Executive Chairman of the Assam State Legal Services Authority. Professor Shivashish Biswas, Pro Vice Chancellor of Assam University, Diphu Campus. Professor Dr. Sumitra Hagjer, Principal, Diphu Medical College. Mr. Saikia, the Superintendent of Police, Karbi Anglong District. All the government officials who are present here. Shri Roshan Lal, District Judge, District and Session Judge, Karbi Anglong, and Chairman of the District Legal Services Authority, Karbi Anglong. Sri Aditya Hazarika, Commissioner and Secretary to the Government of Assam, Law Department. Member Secretary, Assam State Legal Services Authority. Officials from the Guwahati High Court Registry. All judicial. Father Johnson, Principal of Don Bosco College, Diphu. I had to attend an impromptu function there before coming here. Young lawyers, when I left Guwahati in 2019, they were quite young. Now I see them, they are not that young after 6 years. So, welcome all of you here. My dear students from different institutions who are present here. ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. Namaskar and Kadam. At the outset, I must say that I am very delighted to be here today in this program of Hon'ble, which is an anti-drug awareness program. I must congratulate Shri Roshan Lal, District Judge, and Professor Biswas of Assam University for conceptualizing this program and inviting me to be a part of this program. Well, Professor Biswas has given his point of view, how the tentacles of drugs have infected the society, particularly in the Northeast, how forces inimical to the country are working to create unrest, to separate the Northeast from the country. Therefore, there is a larger angle to it. Dr. Hajjar has given the medical perspective, how the drugs or psychotropic substances affects the body, the mind, etc. Before that, Roshan Lal, the district judge, has given a broad overview, welcoming us. Geetali Rabha has given the perspective, the activities of the District Legal Services Authority. Brother Justice Jamir has given us the legal overview. So there is hardly anything left for me to say. Still, friends, this program has been conceptualized and organized, and I would say it's a very timely and contemporary initiative. The tentacles of drug abuse have engulfed our society, impacting the lives of millions of people, besides being a huge drain on the resources of our country. Therefore, this drug awareness program, anti-drug awareness program, is most timely and contemporary. But before that, I must once again convey my sincere thanks to the host, Roshan and Geetali, for inviting us here. For us, me and my wife, this is the first visit to this beautiful, hilly and picturesque town, known for its pristine beauty and very warm people, and an opportunity to see the great, the state-of-the-art infrastructure that has been put in place in this part of the country. I must also congratulate the District Legal Services Authority as well as the State Legal Services Authority for taking this initiative to address this issue. Friends, drug abuse has become one of the most potent problems of the world. Use of narcotics is increasing day by day. According to some reports, it has become the third largest business in the world, next only to petroleum and the arms trade. But if you closely look at the international crime scenario, you will find that there are four major crimes. All crimes are serious, but there are four major crimes which have transnational dimension, ramification. And these crimes are not necessarily in any particular order of seriousness. One is gun running, illegal weapons, firearms, bombs, etc. Secondly, the wildlife trade, illegal wildlife trade. Thirdly is the human trafficking. It's a major issue, human trafficking. And fourthly, narcotics. But as I said, it's not in any ascending or descending order. And there can be correlation between narcotics and the trafficking of narcotics and the other crimes. So, there is no part of the world that is free from the curse of drug abuse and drug trafficking. It is estimated that one worldwide consume one drug or the other. Never before in the history of mankind has the abuse of drugs been such a threat to the life of quality of life as it is today. Illicit drug abuse not only affects the health has been pointed out by our doctor, and lives of individuals, but collateral of the family and the community at large. Therefore, it has got serious political and societal ramifications. When I was a student in class 7, Don Bosco, Guwahati, our teacher, Maria Bosumata, he was our teacher. He said that, friends, we are organizing a special show, screening of a movie to raise funds against drugs. And he requested all of us to contribute for it, see the movie and contribute for it, to the cause. The name of the movie was Brishti. Brishti means rain, but in this particular movie, the protagonist's name was Brishti. I went there along with my friends. We were in class 7, but because of this objective, very good objective, laudable objective, our parents allowed us to see the movie. We went and saw the movie. Wonderful movie. The songs are popular even till today. Brishti songs are very popular even till today. So this movie was about two friends who studied together in college. One goes on to become a district judge of a particular district headquarters. So the other friend's son, he's a law student. So for internship, he says, he requests his friend that can my son go and intern with you? He said, why not? Come over, let him come. And he can intern with me. And why intern? He can stay in my residence also, my friend's son. So this friend's son comes and stays with the district judge's residence. That's how the movie moves on. And the district judge, as usual, very aristocratic during those days, gowns and pipes, armchair. Nowadays, district judges, I don't think have the liberty to relax in the armchair. And the district judge has a very beautiful daughter. So there is another angle. But this law student, the intern, he starts visiting the neighborhood. And in the course of his visit, he goes to the residence of a widow. The widow has one daughter and a son. Son turned out to be a drug addict. This is a movie of the 70s. I'm talking about the movies of the 1970s. The producer, directors are all from Diphu. And one daughter. Now because the widow struggles every day to meet both ends meet. She has to look after her two children, the payment of municipal taxes, rents, electricity bills, etc., food, and she's hard pressed. But this drug addicted son demands money every day. He comes home and creates a ruckus at home. So this law intern starts visiting this family, and he develops a liking for the sister, or the widow's daughter. So he was caught between the glamorous daughter of the district judge on the one hand, and the daughter of this very poverty-stricken family, and struggling to cope up with drug addiction of one of their siblings. But one day he finally makes up his mind, and that day he thought that he would go and tell the girl that he would like to marry her. In between, the district judge comes to know of his going here and there, visiting the neighborhood, all places in the neighborhood. So he tells it that you are staying in the residence of the district judge. You are not expected to meet all kinds of people, visit the residence of all kinds of people. You have to be careful. So brushing aside all these concerns, he makes up his mind that he will go and tell the girl that he would like to marry her. So that one fine day, he goes to her residence, the residence of that widow. The previous night, the son had come, created a huge ruckus, money, this, that. And he sees the girl hanging from the roof of the house. The movie goes on, but for our purpose, we stop here. So, drug addiction not only affects, and he shattered when he saw that beautiful girl hanging from the roof, ending her life in a tragic way. So, drug or in consumption of drugs or psychotropic substances not only affects the individual concerned, but collaterally affects the family, the society, and in the process, a large number. Haryana Police, they have published a journal called the Haryana Police Journal. In 2020, they had, in that volume 3 of 2020, a case study on drug addiction among juveniles was published. According to this study, substance abuse and criminal behavior are intimately linked. Magnitude of drug addiction may be associated with severity in criminal behavior and violence. This relationship or nexus is more serious and alarming in the case of young population. The study indicated that there is a complex relationship between drug addiction and juvenile delinquency, with diverse implications for psychological and socio-cultural policy here. Coupled with 90% of the street children in Delhi or the National Capital Region, NCR, were found addicted to drugs. As was pointed out, that Asia is one of the major production centers of narcotics. We have on the one side the Golden Triangle, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos. On the other hand, we have the Golden Crescent, parts of Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, and India is in the middle. From both sides, they pour in transit and goes to the metropolitan cities. Northeast, of course, is very badly affected. But one of the states which is severely impaired is the state of Punjab. Punjab is the granary of the country. If the youths of Punjab are affected in this manner, it severely may adversely impact the economy of the country. There is a larger angle of narco-terrorism. I won't go into the statistics, though there are a large number of statistics. In the northeastern states, particularly in the state of Manipur, there is the use of drugs through syringes, intravenous drug use, which has led to another collateral issue, that is of HIV or AIDS cases, adding a new dimension of problem. A comparative study recently shows that 48.6% of the respondents had used needles and syringes to administer injectable drugs. The World Drug Report 2022, published by the United Nations, says that total drug users in the state of Assam is about 2.21% of the total population. Now, as I said, the streets of Delhi, the neighboring states of Punjab, Haryana, are the worst affected. Two of the legal scholars, Dr. Naresh Mahipal and Dr. Jyoti Garg, they had carried out a study on the drug menace in the capital city of Delhi. And after highlighting the various aspects of the study, they have flagged off various challenges, a number of challenges. Number one, that it is still a taboo in our society that people feel ashamed or embarrassed or hesitant to talk or disclose about drug addiction or drug affliction, which makes it all the more difficult for a person suffering from drug addiction to disclose to someone about his or her condition. So societal acceptance is one of the major challenges in combating the menace. Lack of awareness is another thing. Lack of training amongst police personnel, specialized resources, and infrastructure to control drug trafficking. They have also found that those special courts have been set up to tackle NDPS cases. But these courts also deal with other cases, as a result of which they are overburdened and unable to focus on these issues. So they have tried to find out what could be the triggering point for people falling to drug abuse. One could be genetics. Those who have a family history of violence, those who have a family history of discord, family history of drug addiction, can fall prey to drug addiction. The environment, the ambience surrounding a person, the background from which comes, the distress condition, lack of employment, all this can also contribute to drug addiction. Children who grow up in anxiety, loneliness, peer pressure, lack of family environment, having family history of violence or drug addiction, often become drug addicts themselves. We have seen the harmful effects of the consumption of drugs, including on academic performance, and also a drain on the social resources and the resources of the country. Crime and drugs are intertwined. Drug trafficking itself is a crime. Consumption of drugs itself is a crime. But it is also a cause for various other crimes, such as chain snatching, robbery, violence, even murder also. Now that brings to jail inmates. Studies have shown that all the recent entrants into Tihar jail, India's biggest prison, majority of them had suffered drug addiction at one point of time or not. In the Punjab, almost 50% were found of the jail inmates. 25 jails are there in Punjab. Almost 50% of them were found to be taking one drug or the other. So this is also a matter of grave concern. How can the drugs find its way into the secure precincts of the prison? This is also an issue, seriously. Drugs, again, it has got a nexus with mental health. I need not go into this. India is a signatory to several international conventions, which requires that there must be cooperation between different countries to fight this menace. Single Convention on Narcotic Drugs, 1961, Convention on Psychotropic Substances, 1971, and Convention Against Illicit Traffic in Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances, 1988. All these conventions require each of the member countries to put together and take practicable measures to prevent this. India is a signatory to it. Now, number of action plans has been prepared by the Government of India. I will not go into this, by Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Earlier, it is not that we did not have any statutory framework dealing with drugs and narcotics. We have the Opium Act, 1857. We have the Opium Act, 1878. And the Dangerous Drugs Act, 1930. Now, our parents and grandparents used to tell us that when the Britishers were here, though they had brought in this act, they also encouraged cultivation of opium, as they did in China, as it was done in China. The idea was to lure the native population away from any protest against the foreign powers and to lull them into kind of complacency and into a make-believe world. Opium is called kani, and therefore the coinage kania. People who consume kani, they become kani. So this was the modus operandi of the imperialist forces, so as to disable the native population from actively participating in the this British movement in the country. Now, because of passage of time and all these things and development in the field of illicit drug trafficking, these statutes, these laws were found to be highly inadequate. And therefore, being a signatory to the International Convention, the NDPS Act was brought in. Now, I will not go into various, NDPS has a schedule, what are the narcotic drugs, what are the drugs, commercial small substance, commercial substance, everything is there. The punishment is also there. Section 37, so a lot of judicial officers are also present here, therefore I will go to that, is the section which deals with bail. Stringent conditions are imposed by the Act. If a person seeks bail and that is opposed by the public prosecutor, then the court has to be satisfied with two things. Number one, that there are reasonable grounds to believe that the applicant is not guilty of such an offence. The court must record its belief that he is not guilty, that applicant is not guilty of that offence. Mind you, we are at the stage of bail. And secondly, he must also record a satisfaction, the court must also record the satisfaction that applicant will not commit any offence while on bail. Offence not only confined to NDPS but any other offence. Now these are very, very onerous conditions. No doubt it is required to face these kind of these challenges. But the problem is on a different level. The trials are not concluding. Trials are going on for several years. The list of witnesses are long. The list of exhibits are long. It takes years and years and years. Of course, the punishment for commercial quantity is quite severe. 10 years and 20 years. But does that mean that a person, an under trial, can languish in jail for years together? Whether it is NDPS Act, whether it is the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, or the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, the Supreme Court has taken a view, starting from Najib, and the recent lot of judgments have. No doubt, these bail conditions are very, very stringent, perhaps, and legislatively mandated, perhaps required also to fight this frightening menace. But at some point of time, the constitutional guarantee of speedy trial, the constitutional guarantee that about that presumption has to take over. And therefore, long incarceration can be a ground for releasing an accused from detention. Notwithstanding the statutory embargo in these kind of statutes like NDPS, I said NDPS, UAPA, unlawful activities, or prevention of money laundering. No doubt, there is again, under section 35, there is a presumption as to the mental state, the men's state. Once that is a contraband is recovered from a person, the presumption is that it is in your conscious possession and you have a men's reality that it is a contraband, it will be used for illegal. Notwithstanding all this, long incarceration with the trial, conclusion of trial nowhere in sight, one has to take a reasonable and a pragmatic risk. Therefore, and what we have noticed sitting on the bench for all these years is that the conviction rate is very low in NDPS cases, PMLA cases, UAPA cases. The other day I told the additional Solicitor General that in PMLA cases only 4% of the people have been convicted so far. So therefore, of course in PMLA the maximum sentence is 70. Here commercial quantity it goes up to 20 years. But that again, does that, how long you can keep a person behind bars? So the idea should be, and thereby making the process look like the punishment. The process can never be the punishment. You have to convict a person in accordance with it, and then convict him, and then he will have to undergo the punishment. What is required is collation of legally admissible evidence, which requires very in-depth, competent, professional investigation, but investigation which is fair also, and which stands the scrutiny of the courts. Fortunately, in India, unlike in many other countries, we have a clear distinction. Investigation and prosecution are different. Different agencies look into investigation and prosecution. Many countries, it is combined. So therefore, friends, this notwithstanding the stringency of the condition, it is the constitutional benchmark will also have to be looked into. And law and the judiciary is not the panacea of all evils of the society. This war against drugs, this battle against drugs has to be fought on several fronts. The law or the judiciary is one of the fronts. It has to be multiple fronts. One of the fronts is education. The other front is awareness, creating awareness amongst the ill effects of people. But there are larger issues involved which are beyond our competence. Reducing despondency among the young population. These are again governmental initiatives. Creating jobs, awareness, creating employment facilities. More investment in sports. We are in a sports complex. More investment in sports so that people can look forward to a future. It's a part of the judicial process. For that, you can't give the law. And I don't think that there should be a more stringent terrorist and destructive activities act. And in contradiction to section 26 of the Evidence Act, provision was there in section
yellow ke sound.
Esteemed guests and the students, it is both a privilege and a pleasure to extend our heartfelt gratitude on this momentous occasion, marking the culmination of Ujjal, our anti-drug awareness program. First and foremost, we express our deepest gratitude to Honorable Mr. Justice of Bhuyan, Judge Supreme Court of India, who traveled all the way from India to inspire the students with his presence and words of wisdom. Lordship, your commitment to such noble cause serves as a beacon of hope for us all. I would also like to thank Madam Secretary Bhuyan, who accompanied Lordship and traveled so far to attend this program. We are equally grateful to Honorable Mr. Justice Al-Jamil, Judge, Guwahati High Court, and Executive Chairman, Assam State Legal Services Authority, for his unwavering motivation and guidance to district legal services authorities across Assam. Your encouragement to adopt best practices and address the pressing issues of society has been a source of a great inspiration for us. A special note of thanks to our portfolio judge, Karbi Anglong, Honorable Mr. Diphu, who is not present here, but whose constant support and proactive involvement have been instrumental in the success of all our issues in this district. We also extend our heartfelt appreciation to Roshan District and Session Judge Karbi Anglong and Chairman DLSA Karbi Anglong, whose vision and leadership brought Ujjal to life. Your efforts in mobilizing resources and ensuring the effectiveness of this program have an exemplary. Our gratitude also goes out to all the judicial officers of Karbi Anglong who contributed their valuable time and knowledge and resource person in reaching the program with expertise. We sincerely thank Assam University and other educational institutions of Karbi Anglong district for their collaboration and for hosting this impactful program with DLSA. Your support has been integral to the success of Ujjal. We are deeply thankful to all the judicial officers from other districts who joined us for this program, lending their presence and encouragement. We would also like to acknowledge police administration for their cooperation in providing police assistance, enabling Team DLSA to reach even the most remote and isolated areas of the district. Last but not the least, we extend our heartfelt thanks to the students of Karbi Anglong district, including our brave drug warriors who have taken a firm stand against drug abuse. Your dedication to creating an effective network in drug use and embracing the slogan of Ujjal, say no to run and yes to life, has truly commendable. You are the trust bearers of a brighter
and healthier future. To everyone who contributed to the success of Ujjal, directly or indirectly, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Your participation and commitment have made this program a sounding success. Thank you, one and all.
Lochari bangku bangpiatu bethang bethang adi chini pe dekpi kaching honalu karju ponji aphan lake chorolo Lampijo ji phansi chuni milo Hemalo kakpon namne osumaratu packet lunch kiron du
Doon na kang may